Are we supposed to keep people that are suffering from mental illness locked up forever, even though that they can be rehabilitated and
the level of mental illness? This is someone who tried to kill her children.
I can judge whether someone's going to be a risk or not, and you leave the responsibility to us.
Right.
And as long as the patient cooperates with their treatment, they're not going to be a risk. And the fact is, the judge is requiring her to do that. If she bolts, if she's AWOL, then God help her, she's going back to jail.
I don't believe that she's had enough exposure, consistent exposure to treatment, that we can really trust her with any responsibilities, such as even self-care. So how can we trust her with taking care of another child?
What happens is people start feeling normal, start feeling they don't need the medication. They stop the medicine. That's why they decompensate again. That's what always happens. In this case, she's being held accountable by the legal system. If there's a hint that she's not on her meds, she'll be back in jail. But I'll tell you what, if that 12-year-old walked into a hospital, any hospital in this country, and described those symptoms, they would be put in a psychiatric hospital. Now, for a workup, admittedly, and maybe she was lying about it because she had dreamed up these things because she just killed somebody and is a psychopath and has found a sinister way to cover it up. It's all possible. Maybe it's because she started getting confused about reality versus the Internet's reality. It's possible. If I were a betting man, I'd bet on significant psychiatric illness. Who is this Slender Man?
Okay, right. No, I know. Okay, so creepypastas are scary, creepy short stories that people share online.
It's a website.
Well, those are short stories, creepypastas. You can go to places like creepypasta.com, read creepypastas, these short stories. You can submit your own.
Are they little memes that they go around?
Well, Slenderman has become a meme.
Bear with me here because I'm kind of new to the Slender Man thing. I thought Slender Man was like some new workout video or something like that was just making a killing.
It takes a lot to take a knife and go back over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So I really don't think that just being exposed to an internet sensation or this horror thing, something in one of the girls obviously influenced the other, but I think both of them had something inside of them that made it feel okay.
There's actually a bit of a cult mentality here between the two of them. So if you can picture Morgan as the cult leader, Anissa is kind of like the cult follower, and she certainly fits that profile. Somebody who needs a purpose, who might need a lot of validation, has low self-esteem, needs an identity. And Morgan provided that. This whole Slender Man idea provided that for the both of them.
When somebody comes into an emergency room and said, my 12-year-old believes that a bizarre character she heard about on the internet is beaming thoughts into her head, radiation, giving her a sickness, and she sees her when no one else sees this character, we don't go, oh, maybe they read something and maybe there's something on the internet that infected them. No, we go, this is early schizophrenia. Deneen, you always take this to a place that stuns.
Yes.
There's a line that you cross between wanting to be scared by something and wanting to be an apostle of evil. And I think that when there are demonic themes in your home, you gravitate towards that and you decide to take that on as not only just as a spectator, but as somebody who wants to be an apprentice of this evil. And I think it came from that home.
You can't just blame the culture, a website, one religious aspect. You can't blame one of those things because, like Sam said, everyone can be exposed to those things, but only certain people get triggered.
There's two competing issues here. One is, I'm tired, everybody. I'm tired of being on this show every night and talking about the fact that we need to be better and more sophisticated about identifying mental illness and getting it to help, because the not doing so can be just as disastrous as not seeing a medical condition that we don't get to help. We need to stop our magical thinking about these things.
Get off the mental illness thing. This is a woman who's a teacher. She knows exactly what she's doing.
During those years, this frontal part, this frontal lobe that we developed to contain impulses and to be able to make judgments and have executive control over our impulses, this part is shut down. This part is shut down. And if you overstimulate the deeper centers down in here, they become hyperstimulated and they start driving the ship without any bridle, without ability to slow it down. And that can affect the rest of their development.
Her big crime is that she's contributing to a dynamic where a kid is going to now see women as something to be objectified.
Thank you.
It does affect these males, and that's why I get so upset. We all do when people go, oh, if I were 16 and had that hot teacher, wouldn't that have been a great thing? Yeah, the 16-year-old does think that way, by the way. Stop thinking like a 16-year-old. You're not. You're adults watching these stories, and the objective reality is it has a profound effect on these kids. Now, most of our Twitter followers say, get over it. Internet trolls come with the territory of being a star.
This is a woman who spends more on a Birkin bag than an enlisted soldier makes in an entire year. Like, she's never been to war. She's never been in fatigues in Afghanistan, 130-degree heat. Like, who cares what Gwyneth Paltrow has to say? She hasn't been relevant in years.
The fact that free speech has to be attacked as opposed to advisedly changed. You know, in other words, to say, hey, maybe lay off the rape talk so much because it hurts people that may have been through something that is far more serious than what you've been through, as opposed to we have to destroy these people. This picture has been passed around more than any other on social media today. Take a look.
Oh my gosh.
At the bride with a baby pinned to her dress.
Do you know the thing that brides do when they walk down the aisle? They want to wear something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Something new.
Perhaps she took this too far and she's literally wearing the newborn baby.
Hey, there's Sam and I walking down the aisle. There we are.
And at least the baby could do is throw rice.
I'm just saying.
I mean, come on.